Hi everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It video where we look at players linked to Newcastle United in the upcoming transfer windows. We're going to get stuck into another player in a minute. It's a midfielder and in a position where we probably could do with some backup as well, certainly after some of the low-key performances we've seen in amongst the squad outside of the starting 11. So we're going to have a look at this in a second. Just before we do a little bit of housekeeping, if you can, please click that subscribe button. We'd love you to come and join us. We're on 2,269 subscribers, I believe. So we're really close to 2,300. Love you to get there. Smash that button. I'd love you to help us get there even. Smash that button. Loads of room for you. All free content, 2 weekly shows and pop-up videos just like the one you're watching, and more and more as we get on. So let's have a look at this player. Who we're talking about here? We're talking about a young Brazilian midfielder. We love a Brazilian. This is this lad, João Gomes, who plays for Flamengo over in the Brazilian league. So you can see there, he's a young lad. He's 21 years old. He has got 80 appearances for Flamengo, and he's got he's got no goals and 3 assists here. Mark's got on the statistics. I think he has banged in a couple of goals in the cup, to be fair to him. But it looks a very, very talented player. And just looking here, so this has come from a transfer expert is Rudy Galletti, which I think a few of us have heard about there. So I believe that the lad has got a £54 million release clause, I think it is. So it's quite hefty sum of money, that. But everyone thinks that this kid is going to be something really, really special. So we're going to have a look and see how he stacks up stats-wise and what we think the realistic options are here of this kid signing. There's been a lot of comparisons made to Bruno in terms of what Bruno was when he came to Lyon. He was a ball-winning midfielder. This lad's definitely got that. He's got pace to burn. He's got a great positional sense on him. Very good in the tackle, as you can see there, for his strengths. Tackling is definitely one of those. He does get his defenders out of a lot of shit. He comes back and he pulls in a really good tackle. As you can see there, his tackling statistics are off the charts, the 99th percentile. He's doing over 4.2 tackles a game. So he's a very, very good defensive midfield player. He's played a huge portion of his games at defensive midfield. 35 times he's turned out from Flamengo in defensive midfield, 42 as central midfield, and he's also had 5 on the left-hand side of midfield. So he has got something about him, the lad. He's definitely got some play. He actually got 3 goals from defensive midfield there, so we need to update Mark's stats. So he must have got those in the cup competitions. But I think he's a very much a talented player, and he could be one for the present, potentially, to sit into that defensive role, maybe allow Bruno to push 10, 15 yards further up the park where he can influence a play a little bit more. But the lad's definitely got loads of pace, a good positional sense about him. His passing is brilliant as well. As you can see there from the statistics, he's up at the 76th percentile of pass completions. 40% of them are progressive passes and 51% are key passes. So when he gets the ball, he certainly does something good with it. Blocks as well, and clearances, he's right up there in the 62s and 72s. So as a defensive midfielder goes, he's someone that can win the ball and he can play with it as well. A little bit similar to Valera that we're talking about as well over at Boca Juniors. So this seems to be the kind of mould of player that we're looking at. You can see from his heat map there, he's all over the place. He's a very energetic player. He's got a great entry on him as well, which definitely sits in to this Newcastle United midfield in terms of what kind of player that we're looking at there. So, yeah, a talented lad, there's no doubt about that. 54 million quid is a lot of money, though. So I'm not sure we'd bid that much for a kid of this age, no matter how special people think he might be. Mark's compared it to Sean Longstaff there in the radar chart. You can see his stats are way better than Sean Longstaff's. I mean, to be fair, Sean is playing in a much more competitive league, but he does overlap Sean in terms of what he can do on the pitch. You don't know how good Gomez would do until he actually gets a sniff in the Premier League. But in terms of his weaknesses, he does concede a lot of fouls, so he can be a bit rash in the tackle. Probably because of a little bit of over-exuberance. Maybe he'll calm down with experience, but he has got a bit of pace as well. So when you tackle with pace, so quite often you do get caught short. You do give away a few fouls. But yeah, so we're definitely looking for this position to be filled, I think, in the defensive midfield. And I do like the sound of these young lads. Dan Ashworth is definitely doing his homework here. These would be players he would have scouted at Brighton before he came here. And Brighton have had a phenomenal record with finding these talents all over the world and bringing them into Brighton, and they're becoming really good Premier League players. The likes of Basuma, then Caicedo, people like that. If Ashworth thinks this lad's good enough, then that'll do for me, because I think he's got a good eye for a player. But let us know what you guys think about João Gomes. Do you think he'd be a good player, a good addition to the squad? Or do you think 54 million quid might just be a little bit too far for us? That's the kind of money I'd like to see on James Maddison, in all fairness. So maybe it will be. But we always like to hear from you guys in the comments, so let us know what you think. And we always do the best to try and respond to you. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't consider subscribing. We'd love to have you on board. And very importantly, if you can, like this video as well. Helps get around YouTube, and it really helps us get the channel across to loads more people as well. So this is Chris signing off from another transfer video. We'll be back soon. I'm sure there's loads of banter going along with transfers, so we'll have as many of these coming out as we can. Let's keep supporting that team, Newcastle United. Until then, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.